Hi, Immune Cookie. I need to do something while people come on here. What's going on, guys? Gift card Fridays. Hi. And they asked me why I had 2 phones. Final course of the program. So what's the course? I'm curious. Yo, I'm so jealous. I want to go back to school. I want to go back to school. Yo, Fatal, Singularity. Hey. Andres. Yeah, it is a good topic, isn't it? Applicable. You all are going to get something from it. Hi, Josh. Thanks for being here. Heading to work now. Okay, good. Make those dollar bills, yo. Project and portfolio 3, game design and professional development. So it's like how to get jobs. Is that it? Project and portfolio. Portfolio. That's cool. Yo, are you gonna be making games then after this? What are your plans? That's so cool. What kind of games do you want to make? Snarly, hi. I don't need school. But I like school. I like the idea of school. I'm like, oh, you have to like take tests and write essays and read lots of books and like argue just for the sake of it. I like that. Yo, Alexander, you're so welcome. I responded like, I went to bed late last night, so it was like pretty much first thing. If any of that was unclear, because I feel like I threw a lot at you, Alex, I really mean it. Like, follow up with me, okay? A student must demonstrate all the skills they've learned throughout the program. You must demonstrate. Sorry. With like a one-man show? No, I get it. Cool. That's, I mean, obviously that's really valuable. And actually, it's probably like a really good exercise to prove to yourself everything you've learned. Okay. You guys are so good. Fatal, thank you. I'm a legend. I love you guys. What kind of games? Like, what kind of games do you wish existed in the world? Hi, Enrico. You're here. I'm good. How are you? I know you guys are like, what are you doing? But yo, it can get tight in your heart space. How's my week been? In some ways it's been like really intense, but I'm quite proud of how I've handled it. Yeah, I'm actually quite proud of how I've handled it. So overall, I think I'm doing pretty well. Horror, survival, action, adventure. Great. There's so many places games can go. Hi, Brian. Do I have a degree? I don't. I don't. Don't have a bachelor's. I took some courses, but I took it because I was interested and I wanted to, not for the degree. Just a second. Hi. What's up?
Beautiful. Well, I'm about to leave. Sorry.
I can't take him right now.
No, I don't want you. Well, you could. I was gonna. Fine. I was gonna take him. I was gonna go to Tao.
Yeah.
I was gonna go. Maybe. Come with me.
I'm free at 1. I'm sorry. You can wait till 1. I can go. Okay, sorry.
Oh, just hold him.
Okay, bye. Bye, Tay. Sorry, my puppy. Oh, my puppy. He'll just be distracting on the live, and I don't like him in my room. Yo, I feel like I look... Sorry. I said I had a late night. I feel like I look a little... I look fine. Shut it. I haven't interviewed university. Still nervous? Okay. I kind of want to, like, help you out there. Singularity. Like, hype you up, prep you. Confident but still nervous is, like, a great space to be, though. I was only in 1 game, guys. But you're sweet. I know, it's just like, let's just make games that I'm in, right? Cute dog. Did you guys, oh, I guess you guys saw it. He's so sweet. Yeah, okay. Groby, what's up? Have I ever dreamt of falling to... Is this a serious question? I had a scary dream last night. I've never dreamt of that. I don't, like, often have nightmares. No, I haven't, to answer your question. But I've also never had a flying dream either. I've, like, tried to lucid dream it. It just doesn't happen. Double nervousness, one interview and other, you know. Huh? I'm serious, Singularity. Like, I want to help you out. So if we can, like, talk about it, or if I can offer you anything, I want you to go in there and, like, kill it. Dawn. Hey, thank you. Thanks for being here, Dawn. Dawn? I'll just call you Dawn. Ooh, yes. Collaboration, Immune Cookie. Do you like your other teammates? I love collaboration. Oh, cool. Hello to her. You guys. Legend. Fatal, I love you so much. Where have you been? Hi, Liberal. You didn't know I existed. What? It's rain, like spelled rain, by the way. It's not like rain. You forget words. That's normal. It's almost like your brain is thinking faster than your mouth. Forget words. Okay, 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 okay. So we're gonna say that tomorrow you're gonna be like super articulate. You know what's really funny? Do you guys get this too? Maybe it's just me. I find that like strangely when I'm drunk, I'm my most articulate. I'm like, yo, like let's have let's have a philosophical debate now. Also when I'm slightly depressed. So all that to say, just like when your faculties aren't all there, that doesn't mean that you can't be articulate. In fact, sometimes it can like open other floodgates. But let's say like you're super articulate, it just flows really easily. I'm almost curious, like singularity, when are you at your most articulate? Like or with whom are you most articulate? Like, can you think of a time? Yeah, is anyone else studying? I know there's like a graphic designers. Is anyone else studying video games? I'm gonna write all this down. I want to keep better track of you guys. What does articulate mean? It just means very precise in your vocabulary, in your wording. You're able to express things very clearly and succinctly. Hi, Sarah. I get more chatty, but I mean, like, I feel like I'm smarter because I'm not second guessing myself. But like logically with alcohol, I should be dumber. You know what I mean? My eyes are good. Good eyes. Why is my chest super red? Because I've been doing this. Because I needed something to like ground me. Some like physical action to ground me. And this was as good a thing to do as any. And it's good to, you can carry tension here. It's good to like give some attention here. That's why. You might want to go in drunk. I mean, don't. But there's people who have to do that. There's people like take the edge off. But don't. But sometimes like I'm doing self-tapes and it's kind of helpful for me to like take a bit of whiskey beforehand. But don't do that, okay? Let's like create a way for you to like work at your best that doesn't require that. But a lot of that is just like, it's gonna come from trust. And it's gonna come from like trust and kind of like if you allow yourself space to express whatever it is you're expressing, and you're really interested in getting that across more than impressing them, like where's your focus going, right? So if you're really interested in the thing that you're trying to express, as opposed to how they're taking it, you know what I mean? This is like very acting, you know, it's like, what are you doing? Be more interested in it than like protecting yourself. Because like losing words or like tripping up on your speech or something is almost like it's what happens when you're like trying to do two things, like too many things at once, right? Yo, private. I didn't see you there. Sarah, it's a guasha. It's like, it's just it's a stone thing. And you've probably seen it like this, and that's good, but you can use it. Don't forget your neck or your clavicles or your chest, because that's where stuff drains. I want to focus on my hobbies, so I'll need to act in a way to them, showing them my fake passion to the course. Wait. So you don't want this? You don't want the interview? Like you don't, I thought it was for a job. You don't actually want to work there? Is that what you're saying? Is that for exfoliation? No, it's like lymph drainage. Other topic. Yo, singularity. And also, you wouldn't be nervous if you didn't care a little bit. You mean engineering? Of course, I don't want to study. Sorry, I don't know. Is the interview for that? Okay. Okay. I don't quite understand. But I actually think like what I want to talk about today, just for the admission there's an interview. Okay, don't fake passion. Like just for yourself, don't be that person. But is there some aspect that you're genuinely curious about? And actually, that's like not a bad place to be, because it means like you don't need, like you're not like super invested in like whatever they're offering. It's not a bad place to be. But like curiosity goes a long way, and it reads, and people like respond well. Like if you think of like when you meet a person and they're genuinely curious in what you have to offer, they don't have to be like super passionate about you, but they're curious. Don't you respond well to that person? If anything, like you respond better to that person than the person who's like already made up their mind on you, you know? And the person who's like self-motivated, meaning that like people who take it on themselves to get something out of everything, like they almost take responsibility for that. Like the course isn't just engineering, it's like what are they gonna take from engineering, and you never know what you're gonna take. Hi, Abib. Okay, let's forget like studying. What do you want to do? What do you enjoy? Why did you choose the course? Why are you entering into this? Let's actually say that like you actually are the perfect candidate. You just don't know it yet. So you don't want to study. I understand that. Studying can be like annoying. But do you like learning? Do you like how things work, like engineering? Do you like stimulation? Do you like being smart, being smarter? Do you like stretching yourself? Do you like challenging your own assumptions? Do you like, what do you like? What do you enjoy? Use what you already like. Like, don't force it. Don't like give them the answers they want to hear. Like, actually, like, use your own like personhood. You're an interesting person. And engineering like trains you in a way to actually like analyze how something works, which is such a crucial skill for whatever you go on to do. So the natural way of talking to them is not possible. I disagree, actually. But I would say, like, you're doing this interview for a reason. There's some reason why you're doing it. Otherwise, why are you doing it? Hi, Solo Gaming. Okay. I'm gonna talk about my topic, but singularity, like, also, I just want to say, like, sometimes lack of interest or like apathy around a thing can just be like a self-defense mechanism. I'm just gonna say that. Like, you're kind of like trying to protect yourself because you're like, I don't care. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. Okay. Hi, Acecraft. Yes. So I don't even remember who asked if I could talk about stress, and I don't even know if they're on the live, but I just think it's like a really worthy topic. And I wanted to start this off by first off like saying there's lots of ways that I can talk about this, and there's lots of different ways that you can go about interacting or like thinking or being with stress. Like, there's lots of different avenues. I can go with this and you can go with this. I can reduce your stress. Cool. Y'all can just like go to solo gaming apparently. So, okay, talk over. Bye. Um I literally wanted to offer you guys like one thing, which is like your awareness of something increases it. So literally, like, I just wanted to preface this by saying you can stop using the word stress. You can stop like associating with the word stress. You can just like drop it. You cannot think in terms of stress anymore. You cannot like identify in terms of stress. That's available to you. Like, literally, the way that we speak and the vocabulary that we choose day to day does influence how we think, because it puts like a framework on everything, right? So if you're like stress, you're going to see it. You're going to pick it out in a lineup, right? Your brain is like, oh, stress is a thing. Stress is important to us. We're going to notice it. We're going to see it. We're going to spot it. We're going to do whatever you think we're supposed to do around or about stress. Okay, so I just did want to say, like, you could also just like drop it. It's gone. I forgot that you existed, you know? Just like play that Taylor song over and over and make it be about stress. That is available to you. And like, thinking about that, I was even thinking about like what I'm saying about like vocabulary does actually influence like how you see the world. There's like all these studies about that being the case. Like apparently like certain Native American tribes don't use, sorry, like the actual specifics of this study are like not with me, so I don't know, but I remember hearing this, that like certain tribes didn't have words for like up down, or like right left, they used like north south, east west, and that literally like changed the way that they moved through the world, because it's very different to think in terms of that than like up and down. So literally the words that you use and the labels that you use will change your thinking, and you're allowed to just be like, I'm just like not gonna use stress as like a label anymore. You're allowed to do that. And that might be all you need to do. And I also like, when I was thinking about this, I feel like stress is this like modern, this like cool modern lingo word that we like slap onto things. But if you swap that word for fear, it suddenly like changes it in a really significant way. But that's like essentially what it is, isn't it? So it's like stress in the modern workplace. Like, that's kosher. That's okay. We're allowed to talk about that. That's good to have stress in the modern workplace. But if you said like fear in the modern workplace, everyone would be like, what's wrong with the modern workplace? Like, oh my God, fear. They're instilling fear in people. But isn't that what it is? So like, if you think in terms of that, whenever you're like, I'm stressed, that comes to your mind. Like, I'm just really stressed about this thing. And you swap and you go like, no, I'm actually really afraid about this thing. That's going to change something in your mind. And you're going to be like, what am I afraid of? Because it seems like, oh, I'm actually like really afraid of this paper that I have to write. I'm really like afraid of this interview. Stress comes across as this thing that's like just supposed to be there. It's fine. We're supposed to like manage it. I hate this phrase, like manage stress. I hate it. I'm going to get to that, but like I hate it. But if you swap that, like, I'm really afraid of this interview, suddenly that's like, there's no like soft blanketing around that. And it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm like going into a room for 5 minutes with someone. Why am I afraid? What am I actually afraid will happen? You just start like actually like uncovering some things about that. And then it's like, what would I need to not be afraid? What am I possibly like? And if you look at fear as like a lack of safety, or like I will not be okay under certain circumstances, or like I could perish, like really go to the extreme, like I could perish as an outcome of this interview, like what do you think is gonna happen? The way I wanted to talk about stress actually is, first of all, I wanted to say like, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. If I think of like the actual word stress, and I was like picturing in my head, like, you know, when you stress a word in a sentence, or you put stress on your body or on your mind, right? You study, or you cram for an exam, or you pump iron. I always leave pump all that iron. Putting stress is just like, is actually a good thing. It's a good thing. It has a good function. Putting stress on a syllable or a word is signifying its importance. It's making it important. Okay? So it's like, hey, pay attention to this. Of all the other words in this sentence, pay attention to this word. Pay attention to this word. And that's really good. It's like focus. It's really deliberate focus. That's what fear does, and that's what stress does, right? It like narrows your focus. Literally, your like eyes dilate, right? Narrows your focus, makes something the priority to handle. Makes you super present to that one thing. Okay? That's not a bad thing. That's actually really great and really exhilarating. Because being present is actually really exhilarating. Okay, like when you're like on the first or second date of someone like you're really attracted to, you could say that's like a stressful situation, and you're like hyper focused and hyper aware of all their little micro expressions and all of your like little behavior, and you're present. And it's kind of scary, but that's part of what makes it fun. If you didn't have that beating heart that you're sure the other person could hear, you might feel like something's off because you don't feel that way about them. It's really exciting. It's really exciting, isn't it? And you're like, oh, I want to go again. Like when you go on a roller coaster, you're like, oh my God, I was so in that moment. It was terrifying, or maybe like whatever, roller coasters don't do it for you. It was terrifying, but I was so in the moment. Adrenaline rush. All my focus was there, and I'm okay. I would say that like stress is only bad when like it's more than you can handle. When you associate it as being more than you can handle. But actually, when you realize that it's like this wave that you can ride, it's really fun. You don't want to live there all the time. You don't want to like live at that peak all the time because that's exhausting. But learning to be able to ride that wave and come out the other end and prove that like when you apply yourself, when you're focused, you can actually rise to meet the challenge. That's really exciting. It is. It just is. Like learning what you're capable of is really exciting. Challenging yourself in that way is really exciting. Breaking past barriers is really exciting, and you wouldn't necessarily get there without stress, without like a little bit of pressure. So stress isn't something to like demonize. And I would say like also in today's society, it's like we've demonized stress. We're like stress kills. And it's like, no, like living constantly under a state of stress is not going to be good for you. So it's like learning to detach from the stress and like realize that your constant like awareness of potentially like fearful situations or circumstances, that's what it is. But like those moments where like you need to perform, you need to act, you need to do, that's serving you. That kind of like focus and prioritization, that's serving you. That's exciting. Okay. It's not something to like, ah. It's great. It's exciting. Use it. Use it to like build up your confidence with yourself that you're capable of those kinds of circumstances. Because I would also say that like stress is almost this like it's almost like a question, like, can I do this? Can I pull this off? And the more that you pull it off, like the greater your confidence becomes, and then like the stress goes down. And you need more and more and more in order to feel like challenged, right? In the same way that if you're pumping iron and you're stressing those muscles will get bigger. And then suddenly you need more iron in order for those muscles to feel worked. And that's a great thing. So like you don't necessarily want to avoid it. You want to like build who you are as more capable of handling whatever life might throw you. Like stress is a good thing, is what I'm trying to say. But I also wanted to say it's a bit of like it's individual, and it's about you finding the proper level of challenge that is mostly existing in your mind. Is that like the cleanest way I can express this? So if I'm walking on a tightrope or on like a plank of wood, I'm walking across a plank of wood. Okay. If that plank of wood is on the ground, it's really easy for me to walk across. I'm still like doing the action of like walking across the wood, right? Without leaving it. But when it's on the ground, the stakes aren't there. If I fall off, it doesn't mean anything. So like my comfort level, my safety level is really broad within that like intention to walk across the plank of wood. The action stays the same. But then suddenly I raise it like 3 feet off the ground. Okay. Suddenly, oh, I might actually fall. I might fall 3 feet. Okay. Suddenly, like my comfort level isn't perfect. Okay. And then like the more I raise it, the comfort level goes down and like the stakes grow. Right. And that's why, like, in really good storytelling, like really good TV shows or movie shows, they make the stakes really high because they want the stress to be really, really, really pronounced on the characters. Okay. But I want you to recognize that, like, most of the stress that we deal with is happening in here. It's happening in here. So it's like, if I don't get this done in time, this happens. And then also your concept of like what you can handle, what you're capable of is happening in here. So if I know, oh yeah, I've walked across this thing, I can do this. I can do this. Again, walking across that plank of wood is going to be easy. And like those 3 feet, I want you to think of it like, so it's completely different if like, if I don't do this thing, I'm going to lose my job or whatever it is. Is that actually true most of the time? Like if I don't speak perfectly, if I'm not perfect on this date, they're like never going to want to see me again or something like that. Is that actually true, or is that just something I made up? Like, how much leeway am I giving myself to fall, basically? And you're allowed to give yourself more leeway. So you're allowed to give yourself more faith in like the world being okay if this doesn't go perfectly, and more leeway in what you're capable of. And you need to find like the right balance for you when it comes to stress, that like, yes, you kind of want to like challenge yourself and you want to focus yourself and like maybe surpass what you thought you could do, get that deadline in, like figure out how much you can deal with that's going to grow your confidence and grow your like your faith in yourself, but not make it so that like you're shaken, you can't even cross the plank of wood. So if something is like super super stressful to you, that like in reality, like no, there's not like a tiger that's gonna like rip your throat out, it's a good indication that like you've created in your mind stakes that aren't actually there. So you want to like broaden that level of safety. You want to like argue with the stakes that are in your mind and say like, actually, I'll be okay. Or actually, I can handle this. You just want to like develop trust with yourself and with the world. Like, if this doesn't go well, I'll be fine. Literally, like just doing that, I'll be fine. This isn't the only opportunity. This isn't the only chance. I don't have to be perfect at this. This person is forgiving of like little mistakes the same way that I'm forgiving of them for their little mistakes. Things will be okay if this doesn't go perfectly. The more like room to breathe you actually give yourself, you have to find that balance between like what's going to focus you and what's going to paralyze you. And that's for you to discover. Because a certain level of like, no, let's do this. Let's focus. Let's like get down to business. let's retrieve the arrow. Mulan wouldn't have discovered that without, okay? But if she was like convinced that she was gonna fall to her death when she was climbing at that pole, that would be really challenging. So if you have anything that's like lying to you, basically saying that like, that's like if anything is taking over what it is that it's supposed to be focusing you towards, deal with that. I really mean it, like deal with it. Because you want to create this balance of like, I'm free to act, I'm free to move, I'm free to be creative, to be resourceful, to be proactive. I'm safe to do so, but at the same time, I've made this important in order to have a certain level of focus that wouldn't be there otherwise. And I would say like that's for you to discover. I don't know. I would say that's for you to discover. I don't have a boss who's like cracking the whip, and I've never been like in a war zone, and I do understand that like certain people have dealt with stress that I haven't dealt with. But I've dealt with the stress that I've dealt with, and if I could go back in time and I could like make it easier on myself, I would first of all say like the stress is fine. Your expectations like for this, your prioritization of this, your hopes for this are not the problem. Are not the problem. It's just that like in your head, you've built it up that like you'll be a failure if this doesn't happen. Or you won't be, oh, if this doesn't work out, it means like something definitive. Like you're not desirable, or like you're not wanted, or you're not good. I've like made the stakes so high about this thing. And instead, I would just be like, yep, you want this scene to go really well. You want the scene to go well. That's great. Wow, look at you caring. That's great. The way that you can make this scene go really well is actually like having a certain level of perspective about it, so that like you're able to actually perform the thing and have some like creative juices around it. So create a bit more space around yourself to move and do the thing that you want to do. And that's going to happen in your mind. The constraints are in your mind. The 50-foot drop is in your mind. It's in your mind. And deal with it. Like really, really deal with it. As much as like your mind is like, no, but it does mean this. Like, does it? It does if you say so. But like, maybe it's not working. Making it so dire. Maybe it's not working. Maybe we need to like, make it a 30-foot drop, okay? Give yourself a bit more slack. A bit more slack. So that I can do what I need to do. Yeah, I would say that like sometimes when I was acting, Alex, like I'm thinking about you from the email, like sometimes when I was acting from like an emotional place, it literally like was because I thought it was right to do so. So I was like acting from this like, no. It's like, it's really important that I dig my heels into like the emotion that I'm feeling about this, as if like that's somehow the right way to go about it, and that's gonna get me the outcome that I want. But if I feel tight, like just think about it. If I was like a dancer and I was like and I knew I had to like do friggin' like gymnastics in front of like 50 people, I would maybe want to like do some stretches and relax a little bit in order to do so beforehand, and have the clarity to know that, to have the clarity that like, hey, creativity and like forward momentum actually requires some level of safety. So I need to create more safety right now for myself. And yes, it's lovely if someone else can provide that. It's lovely if like a boss can provide that, or just like life or circumstances can provide that. But also you're capable of like taking that away when it is there. So it's for you to do. It's for you to create. Actually, I'm safe. Actually, aren't I safe right now? Isn't this gonna go okay? Actually, like remind yourself, I can do this. Like I know how to do this. I know how to have a conversation with someone. I've done this before. Like, what do I need to go into this and to do what I need to do? Like, what do I need to like arm myself with in a way? What's the atmosphere that I need, and what's like the belief that I need to have, and almost like install that like a like a video game. Okay, like what needs to be there when I go in to fight the boss. What's the intention? What's like the belief system? What are the stakes? What's the drama? What's like, and it's going to be different for every person. But stress in and of itself isn't an enemy. It's actually like, it's good. We have it for a reason. Most things exist for a reason. Most things exist like to help us. Actually, it focuses you. And it's thrilling. I don't know about you, but like when I've come out the other end of like really stressful situations and I've like done well, I'm so high. I'm so excited. I want to go again. I want to go again and again and again and again. It's only when like I fall off and maybe I create a story that I can handle it, that then when it shows up, I spiral and I have stress about my stress. Do you get it? Like, don't have stress about your stress. I think that's all I want to say about that. Like, again, there's so much more I could there's so much that like, there's so many places that you could take this, but yeah, I do think there's a bit of this tendency now, just because of like the way that people talk about it, that like we think it's something to be avoided. Like, oh, it's harmful. It's not to be avoided. Actually, like, it builds up resiliency, and it builds up strength, it builds up grit, it builds up confidence. Like the bigger things, and also just like people who have handled like really, really stressful situations, the little stuff does not get them, because they're like, how can this hurt me? How could this possibly hurt me? I'm fine. So it's not something to be avoided. It's something like that actually can really like highlight certain limiting beliefs or certain like challenges that you personally might experience, for you to like overcome or surpass or like prove wrong, or it's an opportunity. If you look at everything as an opportunity, it's great. Like everything just works, because you're like, amazing, I'm really freaked out right now. Why am I so freaked out? What can I let go of in this situation? Is it bad that I'm freaked out? Can it be okay that I'm freaked out? Can I still like operate freaked out? Maybe I can. Oh wow, I don't need to like put out the fire in order to like go on stage. That's cool. Who's the like talk show host that always used to throw up before he would go on? Like, if he had a story like, oh, the fact that I have to throw up beforehand means like I shouldn't be in this business or something, yeah, then it would be a problem. But he didn't have that story. He was just like, that's what happens. Yeah, it's stressful, but it's also fun, obviously, right? Yeah, being with that person who like makes your heart go like this. But it's fun, right? And as much as like maybe in the moment you're like, oh my God, I can't take it, afterwards you're like, when do I get to see them again? It's only like a bad thing if you make it bad. And I would say, especially like around health, don't demonize stress. Don't demonize stress, because also you could say like, oh, this is like making me like super resilient. This is making me gritty. This is making me like literally we go to the gym to stress our bodies. Literally we go to school to stress our minds. Literally we fall in love to stress our hearts. No, but like, you know, it makes you stronger. But it's for you to like figure out what works for you, what brings out the best performance in you, and to realize that like your perceptions and your frameworks are what's creating the amount of stress. Okay, I feel like there's like some like physics equation that I could come up with for this. Trying to be happy is another stress. Well, yeah. It was like I don't know the context of the conversation. Trying to be happy. Yes. Unless you have the belief like Being happy is pretty easy. Like, how easy do you think it is? How much proof do you have that you're capable of it? Also, that matters, you know? There's certain things that you do, like, without thinking about it, that would stress someone else out. Jayla, I don't know. It was like, wait, I'm sorry. It was like older than that. Jimmy? It was a Jimmy. Jimmy Carter? Was he a talk show host? Don't demonize, like, and especially the thing about, like, oh, stress kills. Like, again, I just think, like, fear kills. Fear kills. Like, negativity kills. Hating your life kills. I don't know. There's also lots of happy people that die. Johnny Carson, not Carter. I know, he's a president, right? Carson. He used to throw up before every show. He's a legend. Solving a problem or maybe confronting the exact same thing that causes... Yeah. Because you prove to yourself that it's not... that you're just holding it in your mind a certain way. You prove it wrong. And that can create a snowball effect too for like, oh, what other like conceptions have I had in my head that just like aren't true? I don't like talking about my family too much on these, but like I think my sister is actually like such a perfect example of someone who can run anxious, but like she acknowledges that her anxiety makes her think like 5 steps ahead, which actually ends up serving her. And at the same time, like things do tend to work out for her. So as much as she can run kind of anxious at times, it doesn't paralyze her. It puts her into action. And I do think she has a certain level of faith around her life. So yes, sometimes it's annoying, but like she sees the positive of it. And she sees it as a choice. Like we've had conversations, like, yes, I know like I could just not worry, but if I didn't worry, these things wouldn't happen. Like I wouldn't take these steps or do these things. And I want to do those things. So it's almost like I'm going to choose that because it works for her. And she might not always choose that. She might like change her mind someday. But for now, it has actually worked for her. Overcoming the thing that you thought was like impossible or was like super scary, like I just don't know if there's like any better feeling. Especially when like you did it. Like yes, things like anyway, when you're like, oh wow, I can do so much more than I thought. Or things are so much better than I thought. Or like that person is so much more forgiving or accepting, or like coming to the other side of that, it's like it's an amazing feeling. It's just like for you, like I really mean this, it's for you to discover like, how do I function best? How do I work best? And often in the formula, there is a certain level of like, I need a deadline. I need a certain amount of pressure. I need like some kind of like something to say, hey, this is important, do this now. Make that, like, put this on the top of the list. But it's for you to discover, like, what helps me show up best to handle that thing, to do that thing, to accomplish that thing. And that might move and that might change. But you don't demonize it. Okay, do you guys have any other questions? Singularity, do you have any other questions? I would also say singularity, like, if you create some kind of other intention for yourself about this interview, like, sometimes it's literally like some other intention than like impressing them or like having them choose you, right? If you create some intention like I want to have fun, even, or just like I want to feel it could be like I want to be myself in the interview, or I want to learn something in the interview, or like anything that's like actually like legitimate that you have control over, right? Because like that's on them. Okay, what they decide to do is on them. But if you go in like you have something to get out of the interview itself, and you're like active in the interview and you're doing something in the interview, you're not just like responding and trying to anticipate what they want from you, but you're actually like, you're curious about them, or you want to see if the program is right for you. Or like literally, if you're just like, I want to enjoy this interview, like that can be enough. Or like, I want to speak well. Like something that you have control over, that can take some of the pressure off too. I just want to say that. I've done that for auditions and like it always goes well. If I'm like, I like want to connect to the reader. I want to have like one moment of like honest connection with the reader or something like that. It just like I can't quite explain it. It just, again, I feel like it creates more space in the event. Yeah. If you make it less about like I have to be perfect, and it's more because like what is that? And it's more about like you make it like something small that you can like tangibly be like, yeah, I did that. It lets the rest kind of like fall into place. Stress stinks, but arid works. What? Which arabesque? Number one. All the way. Yeah. I love that. I'm just gonna go to this interview to break hearts. Like, I think that would be so fun. If you go to things and you're like, I need them to love me. But if you're actually like, I want to make a human connection, or like, I want to learn something. I want to, I don't know what it is. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna notice like 4 things about the interviewer that maybe like not everyone notices. Like make it something like lighter and something that like your worth isn't on the line about it, right? Passion and interest. I would say like you're making it that like passion and interest are like paramount to like what they're looking for, and that's not necessarily the case. How do you know that's what they're looking for? Like I've definitely gone out for projects that I wasn't passionate about. And I wasn't like, oh no, I don't. If anything, I've had like an opposite fear, like, oh, I'm too passionate about this. I don't think your passion level or interest level is a problem. Like, what if you just take that off the table? What else might they be looking for? Like, you haven't taken the class. How do you know if you're passionate about it? But again, you could like work tangentially. Like, you could be like, I'm interested in learning. This is something I've never explored before. I want to see where it goes. And like, honestly, just connect on something. Like, think less about the topic and more about the interviewer too. Can you be passionate about like having a genuine conversation with someone? And I know it's like an interview, but like it's a human being. It's a human being. Like, in a way, like, forget about the questions. Great, so you don't know if you're interested. That's fine. What if you are? What if you end up being interested in it? Can you be interested in like your possible interest? And this is also something that like, yeah, what if you don't know? Does that mean that like, oh, you're not allowed to attend the class? How are you supposed to know if you're interested in it? But you're interested in your like possible interests. I don't know how else to like, I would want a student like that. Like, are you going to apply yourself? Are you going to like be curious and open? Are you going to learn? Are you going to like, are you like a good human? Are you respectful? Are you good to other classmates? Are you a good student? Like, literally, are you a good person to know? Are you funny? Are you smart? Are you clever? Do you have different takes on things? Do you have things you want to express? Do you have things like that you wonder about the world? Like, how are you as a human? Are you like, if you as a person was just like in that class as a presence, would that be a good thing? This interview and this class might be like amazing for you for all of these reasons. Because you have like beginner's mind around it. That is my dream car. Okay, I'm gonna go. I should probably attend to my dog. I mean, like, okay. I said, like, I want to go to class. Yeah, I want to go to class. I was not good in science at the time that I had to study it. I've never thought about taking engineering. However, when I meet an engineer, I'm curious about what it is they actually do. I'm impressed by what it is that they actually do. I see its value. And if I had the opportunity to take a class, I would be like, look, I don't know if I'm any good at it, or like, I don't fully understand it, but it's like this rich world that has kind of existed on the periphery. And yeah, like, I'll apply myself in that class and I'll learn what I can because I want to, because I want to show up. If I'm showing up to the interview, I'm showing up. And it's on me to get something from it. I don't exactly know what that is. It might not mean that I become an engineer, but I'm going to like make myself accountable to like fully getting something from it. And like appreciating what the teacher or what the class has to offer me. And you don't know where it's going to lead. Anyway, that's what I have to say about it. Like, be open. Okay. I'm gonna go. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. What do I want to say? Yeah, if there's anything like you guys want, bye Alex, thanks for being here. If there's anything that you guys want me to talk about, let me know. Maybe like in the comment section. I'll actually check it. And yeah, you can always email me too if you have like questions or I don't know. I'm not like I'm not you. I can't like directly what do I want to say? I find people who are like, I can solve all your problems. I'm like, no, you can't. But if I can offer anything and you feel like reaching out and emailing me, I'll be happy to help in any way that I can. So feel free to do that. My email, I think, is on YouTube somewhere. So feel free to do that. I really mean that. I just want you guys to like live the best lives that you possibly can have and be like the most fulfilled versions of yourself. So if I can be a part of that, if I am a part of that, thank you so much for the privilege of being part of your lives and like your days and your growth. Okay? What if you need new problems? Yo, if you need new problems, I mean, world hunger, where are you on that? Okay. I love you guys. Bye.